Code switching is the act of changing one's linguistic style during conversation. This can often be observed through studying bilingual or multilingual people.
Hi, my name is Nadoka. I'm 19 years old. I was born in Atlanta. I speak both Japanese and English. My parents are both from Kyoto, Japan, and they moved here in their 20s. I went to school in Georgia. I went to a Japanese elementary school and went to public middle school in Georgia. I went to middle school in Georgia and also high school in Georgia, and now I'm attending college in Georgia.
Hi, this is Daria. I am 19 years old. I am Iranian American. I was born in Atlanta, but my parents were born in Tehran, Iran. So I speak Farsi and English, both of them fluently.
Which language do you speak most fluently?
I say Japanese because it is my first language. For me, speaking a mix of Japanese and English is most comfortable, especially when I'm speaking with my family or my siblings.
I think English because I speak it in class, in school, and in life.
When do you code switch the most?
I code switch for most if I know that someone I'm speaking with knows both Japanese and English. I tend to switch around Japanese and English a lot. Or if I get stuck on a word that I don't know in Japanese or English, I tend to just say the word in language that I come up with.
When I'm speaking in Farsi and I get stuck on a word, that's when I code switch and say English words in the process, in the middle.
Do you ever switch to Farsi when speaking English?
Yeah, sometimes. I do that with some close friends or my sister or some, but yeah, that also does happen.
When speaking to someone who speaks both, do you speak more in Japanese or more in English?
I think Japanese, since I'm most comfortable with Japanese.
When speaking in one of the languages, do you add the other language into sentences that you are already saying?
Yes, nouns. Verbs, I think I tend to stick with the Japanese if I'm speaking in Japanese, and if I don't know the word in Japanese, I'll tend to say the noun in English.
When speaking in Farsi with someone who also speaks English, which words do you usually say in English?
I would say that there's some words that don't really have a direct translation or direct meaning in Farsi, so I just would have to say that word. Words like already, there's not a direct translation for that word, so I just say that in the middle of my Farsi sentences.
When you code switch, do you do it more when you're speaking Japanese or English?
English. I think I tend to get stuck a lot when I'm speaking English.
Are there words in Japanese that cannot be translated into English?
Yes. There's a word that we say whenever we eat something, or before we eat, we say itadakimasu. Intended as thank you for preparing the food. And we also say gochusou-sama after we eat. We always say itadakimasu before and after to say thank you for the food to the person who prepared the meal for us.
Are there words in English that cannot be translated into Japanese?
I think there's a lot of words for emotion in English.
There's certain words that don't have a literal translation, so I have to either try to describe the definition of the word in the other language, or if the person I'm speaking to knows both languages, I just, that's when I code switch. There is a Persian word that is tarof, that kind of shy feeling when you're at someone's house, or when they're trying to present something to you, either if they bring you a cup of tea or something, the host versus guest, kind of shy, maybe awkwardness feeling. I do think that there are more words to describe feelings. Nowadays, Americans are a little bit more ahead in speaking about feelings and emotions and mental health than Persians are.
What language do you think in?
If someone asks me a question, then I think I'll think in the language that they ask me in. So if they ask me in Japanese, I'll think in Japanese. If they ask me in English, I'll think in English.
I think in English more, but sometimes I talk to myself in Farsi as well.